church. As soon as that is done, His Holiness will be pleased to welcome back his lost sheep.
Along with the revenues due, I imagine, with interest paid for the missing years?
I suppose the normal banking rules will apply.
I see. So, prepare the Lady Mary for rule, forswear the Gospels, embrace the Pope, bow the knee to idols, and undo all that we've done over these last 4 years. What shall I do in these brave new days? I mean, me personally.
Perhaps back to the smithy.
I think I've lost the blacksmith's art, but I can still swing a hammer.
I mean, that is so interesting because here we realize that really what they've done, all they've done, in the end, it's really much about the money. It's about power and money. The dissolution of monasteries is about money. It's because Henry needed the money to fund his wars and to be powerful. And so here, really, it's what we have. There's nothing else. And so that's very interesting, that conversation between Eustace Chaput, who is obviously the ambassador to Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor, and Cromwell. And I like this idea as well, like, you should go back to being a blacksmith. You know, like trying to remind him of his background. Like, don't forget where you came from. Like, you had nothing. You were made out of nothing. And Henry VIII is the one giving you everything. And so, like, just be very careful. Like, I do like this scene a lot. And I think it plays really well in what actually happened.
Poe, his book has come out of Italy. My cousin, my trusted kin. I paid for his studies. I funded him to travel. How can he sleep at night? The one thing I cannot endure is ingratitude, disloyalty. He claims that for the whole of my reign I have plundered my subjects and dishonored the nobility, and that if I will not turn England back to Rome and bow before the Pope, he exhorts the Emperor to invade and my own subjects to rise up and murder me.
It must strike your Majesty that such a rising cannot only be against somebody, but must also be for somebody.
Of course. But do you not see how this all works together? He exhorts Europe to take arms against me, and at the very same hour, my own daughter defies me.
I mean, this is so good because here we see the position that Henry VIII was into, and how, you know, the discussion about disloyalty, the discussion about ingratitude. And you really have here Henry VIII as the mastermind, as the master king, deciding who can live under what circumstances and everything. It's just so crazy. But also here you have the discussion about, you know, disloyalty from Paul and Mary, Princess Mary, and what it can lead to. So it is just such a great scene because we understand, like, I think just the plot, the whole political context is just provided here in one scene. And trust me when I say it's a much more complicated and complex background and political background. But here it's just so well done with Henry VIII understanding what's going on and explaining everything to Cromwell. So I think Cromwell would have known. You know, he would have understood, like, what was going on.
Struck by sorrow, frozen with horror to find he belies his prince, slanders him, threatens him with invasion, tells him he's damned.
We helped you pull down the Boleyns when they were threatening your life. You owe us a debt.
I owe you nothing, madam. The obligation is entirely on the other side, and now I look to your aid to keep Mary in the land of the living, where I think she'll do most good. Even before this book arrived, she was in jeopardy due to her own foolish pride. But now, because the king suspects she is complicit with this, her position is graver still. And it is your family, madam, that has put her in this danger.
I do not see, sir, what your interest is in this. If you save Mary, you cannot imagine she will favour you thereafter.
Should she become queen, then she will at once...
My lady mother.
Ah. The Treason Act. I see its tripwire. It is a crime now to envisage a future beyond the life of our present king.
In past months, you've spoken with the Emperor's man, Chapuis, and assured him that England's ready to rise against its king.
That's
Don't
right.
interrupt me. Common law has ways to protect the realm from traitors, madam. I mean an act of attainder, by which all property and lands are seized without need of trial. Why don't you write a letter to Lady Mary?
Saying what?
Saying what? Saying the king is to be obeyed.
You will carry it?
Give it to your friend, Ambassador Chapuis. That way the lady cannot say it's forged.
You are a snake, Cromwell.
Oh, no. A dog, madam. And on your scent.
Wow, this is probably one of the best scenes of this first episode. Again, the context is given to us. It's very clear, very easy to understand what's going on. And Cromwell here is playing so well. I love this last remark, obviously, you're a snake. No, I'm a dog and I'm on your scent, you know. But it really shows you a dog is loyal, you know, like... Here, obviously, it's about a much better portrayal, a much sympathetic portrayal of Cromwell. Now, do I really believe that he deserved that type of portrayal? Well, I'm not entirely sure. And I'm sure, like, lots of historians will go against me on this. It doesn't matter. It's how I feel. But I really like this scene. I really like how he's playing the game, but also like how he's not... I mean, in a way, he's a puppet because he's serving Henry VIII's interest, but he's a mastermind when it comes to what needs to happen and how. And here, his intelligence is, like, for me, showcased.